Before becoming famous, Brad Pitt drove strippers to strip clubs. Before becoming famous, Brad Pitt used to hand out flyers in a mad chicken suit. Before becoming famous, Brad Pitt drank alcohol or smoked weed every day. Before becoming famous, Brad Pitt left the university and went to conquer Hollywood without a penny. Brad Pitt was an ordinary guy from an ordinary American family. He should have graduated from the Faculty of Journalism and become an average advertiser. But fate decreed otherwise. Thanks to his desire to fulfill his dreams and the favor of fortune, Brad Pitt took the path of acting.
I know who the guy is.
The guy?
The story of Brad Pitt begins in 1963 in a very religious American family from Shawnee, Oklahoma. The father is a manager, the mother is a teacher, a brother, and a sister. Basically, an average American family that could even afford to send all three children to college. William was lucky enough to get into the Faculty of Journalism at the University of Missouri. And although he wasn't really into this craft, he considered the work quite promising. Stop. William? Yes, because the full name of our hero is William Bradley Pitt, and in his youth, his friends called him no other name than Will. He will change his name to a more sonorous Brad Pitt later, when he rushes to conquer Hollywood. During his student years, there was no sign of an acting career though. All that connected the future Hollywood star with acting was playing in the school and then in the university theater. William Bradley Pitt participated in simple improvisational performances with ordinary students as himself. It was just a hobby. However, only in these performances did Pitt feel really comfortable and free. Passion for acting turned into a real dream. The boy from Oklahoma began dreaming of an acting career, and later he decided to make his dream come true. There were only 2 terms left until graduation, but William Bradley Pitt couldn't wait. He simply left the institution of higher education and, being broke, went to California to pursue his dream of conquering Hollywood. The boy ended up lying to his parents and assuring them for several months that he was going to enter a design school in Pasadena. At the same time, he rented an apartment and started looking for a better life. It became necessary to pay the rent, buy food, clothes, all in all, to somehow earn a living. Moreover, it was necessary to pay for expensive acting courses, for which Pitt arrived to California. The guy did not disregard literally any work. He worked as a refrigerator delivery man, and then as a stripper driver, and later as a chicken mascot outside the restaurant El Pollo Loco. And God knows what else he did. At that time, William Bradley Pitt finally felt complete freedom and spent a lot of time with friends. He constantly drank alcohol, smoked everything, just wasted his free time. Alcohol in general will have a very negative effect on the fate of a Hollywood star. Several dozen years later, he confesses his sins. I was a professional drinker. Truth be told, since I graduated college, I can't remember a single day that I haven't had a drink, smoked some shit, or something like that. All this helped me to suppress my own feelings. When I had a family, I gave up everything but booze. And in the last year of my life, everything completely got out of control. The interview dates back to 2017, but the beginning of all these problems lies in Pitt's stormy youth. Who knows how his fate would have turned out if it were not for a happy incident that happened to the boy almost entirely by accident.
It's crap. Well, no!
One day, one of William Bradley Pitt's friends got a chance to audition for an agent looking for young talent. This friend decided to invite Pitt with him, just so that he would play along in a skit at the casting. A friend needed a partner for the audition, and William agreed to help. Only the agent liked Bradley Pitt. And the very next day, the young actor negotiated the details of the contract and got his first job in the film industry. And his friend stayed sad somewhere in the dormitory. It was like some kind of providence. In one moment, our hero got rid of the need to work elsewhere and found a stable acting practice with prospects. Life changed instantly. Sheer incredible luck. Or was it natural though? Let us know in the comments what it was. Anyway, William Bradley Pitt finally started getting small roles in TV commercials, parts in small TV series where his name was not even in the credits, and, most importantly, an increasing number of auditions for completely different roles. What is crucial, on the advice of the agent, the boy changed his name to a shorter and more attractive one, Brad Pitt. It sounded perfect. Almost immediately followed the first roles in the series, Another World, Dallas, and Growing Pains. There were really a lot of small roles. The young actor was definitely very capable of working, and this allowed him to quickly try out for more prominent roles in more prominent films and series. Freddy's Nightmares, Happy Together, and Cutting Class. These were already pictures of the highest level. Although now, Brad Pitt recalls them with irony. He says that at that time, he didn't even really know what acting was and how to play roles. He laughs at his stage images and is a bit ashamed of them.
Of course you will.
Still, it was an experience. Constant, multifaceted, systematic experience of working on acting platforms. Experience of interaction with directors, other actors, acquaintance with famous people. These were career steps that Brad Pitt literally skipped several at a time. The first big roles with such a load of work became only a matter of time. And they came. The pictures, Thelma and Louise, Servant, California, have already been noticed by critics and a wide audience. After them, Brad Pitt was finally noticed by the press. The guy who, just a few years ago, was jumping in the costume of a big crazy chicken outside a fast food store, was now placed in the tabloid columns with headlines about one of America's most promising actors. Yes, then there were not too successful pictures like Johnny Suede and Cool World, which slightly shook Brad Pitt's position. However, the main roles became permanent.
I'm gonna tell you this once, because you gotta be smarter than you look. You're dealing with shit here that's way over your head.
In the film, A River Runs Through It, the young star declared himself as a strong dramatic actor. The picture, where he played one of the main roles, received 4 Oscar nominations at once. Great work! For the role, the actor learned how to cast a fishing rod correctly. He conducted his training in an original way. He swung a fishing rod directly from the roof of the house because he did not have access to water. Brad Pitt began to show that he was ready to live in the role. In the thriller, California, where he played with David Duchovny on the same screen, his character was supposed to have teeth defects according to the script, and Pitt made these deformations on his teeth. And at the end of filming, he had to fix everything.
Well, now, how many people you seen me kill, Brad?
None.
That's how many I killed.
The actor demonstrated he was ready to use his body as material for the picture. He could already do almost everything on the acting field. And now, finally, came the role that made him world famous.
It's false light. Can't harm you.
The 1994 film called Interview with a Vampire was both the biggest springboard for Brad Pitt and, at the same time, the most difficult challenge for the young actor at that time in his career. The need to build a screen duet with Tom Cruise, a complex emotional scenario, constant attention to filming. All this put a lot of pressure on Pitt. The actor understood that this was his big chance. The film promised to have a great box office. The fee was high. There was a lot of advertising. The cast was top-notch. The picture already had a fan base at the announcement stage. The screenplay was based on Anne Rice's bestseller of the same name, and people were eager to see an adaptation of the beloved book. But the process of creating the film was a real test for Pitt. To begin with, it is worth mentioning that before each shooting day, Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt had to hang upside down for half an hour so that veins appeared on their foreheads, which the makeup artist could highlight. In addition, the actor was under a lot of pressure from fans of the book, all because the author of the original work, Anne Rice, called the couple of the main characters of the picture the worst possible choice after the casting. She did not believe that Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise could live into the dramatic roles of vampires.
Yeah, Brad Pitt was very successful as Louis because Brad Pitt hated the movie and hated everybody and didn't want to.
Pitt was also pressured by the fact that the directors greatly simplified the role of his character compared to the original. Brad was not at all sure that he would be able to play such a complex and multifaceted character, and he received the final version of the script only before the beginning of filming. Added to all this was the need to kiss a 10-year-old girl. Such a scene was scripted, and a young Kirsten Dunst kisses Brad Pitt's character on the lips. It is unnecessary to talk about the pressure of the world community because of this scene. What on earth kinds of accusations haven't been made against Brad Pitt? One day, he couldn't stand it and called the agent to cancel the filming contract. However, in response, he heard only one phrase: "It will cost you $40 million." At that point, the question was eliminated. Brad Pitt obviously did not want to go bankrupt and give away an incredible amount of money all his life. So he just had to pull himself together and finish the job. Fortunately, he did all this very skillfully. Interview with the Vampire was a wild success. The picture became the highest-grossing film about vampires of that time and held this bar until the release of the saga, Twilight. But unlike the latter, the 1994 film was recognized not only by viewers, but also by critics. 2 Oscar nominations, 2 Golden Globe nominations, 4 BAFTA nominations, and most importantly, 2 nominations at once, and 2 wins at the MTV Movie Awards for Brad Pitt personally. The actor won the prize for the Best Male Role, and, just as importantly, the prize for the Most Desirable Man. That's it, it happened. A new star has risen. Brad Pitt became the idol of millions. The number of his female fans grew exponentially. Advertising contracts, covers of glossy magazines, big roles from the best directors. It all came. Brad Pitt became a Hollywood star. Further fame awaited him. Roles in iconic films, Seven, Snatch, Fight Club, Ocean's 11, and numbers of others. He became one of the most desirable bachelors in Hollywood and was married to the hottest beauties in Hollywood, Jennifer Aniston, and later, Angelina Jolie. His name was known in all corners of the world, and it all started with the fate of an ordinary guy at the journalism department at the University of Missouri. We might have never known about him, but his dream, perseverance, and incredible luck made Brad Pitt the idol of millions. Last but not least, we want to remind you to subscribe to our channel. We have many more stories about stars before they became famous. Just click and watch.